Hi everyone, it's Vicky Keller, your independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Brisbane. I've got a bit of a messy desk because I was prepping very late, but I'm just trying to bring you up on the iPad. Come on. Where am I? It's a bit slow. Hi Elizabeth. Hi Kerry. Come on. There I am. Some nights it takes so long the delay's so long. All right, who else did I miss? Julie. Hi, Julie. Hi, Glenda. I am well enough. Thanks for sharing, ladies. I've got a toothache. I've got an appointment with the dentist on Saturday. I'm hoping I can last till Saturday. But hi, Lisa. I'm not sure that's going to happen. All right, we've got lots of little pieces. Why is this so crooked? Let's straighten up my camera. I'm on a bit of a lean today. There we go, that's better. All right. Okay, we'll move that down. I've got lots of little pieces here today, but, oh, that's no good, Julie. Hi, Sue. Lots and lots of little pieces. It's been like that with the internet and Logan today. Working from home can be challenging. Yes, it is very, very slow some days. Been hotspotting off my phone sometimes too, Kerry, because that seems to make a difference. So I have, while we're waiting for everybody else to join, I have some show and tell. So a lot of you asked me to show you what I did at the resin class. So I did, hi Jollyzard, I did this. This was my Mother's Day present. And I was finally able to pick them up over the weekend. Because with COVID and a few other things going on, couldn't do this. So I've got like 80 gig on my phone, Kerry, so it's not too bad on my phone. Which is pretty good. So let's try and I'm trying to work out, I moved my camera again for the class that I had on Saturday. Let's move those bits up. So move down so we can work out where we are. So we got to do, this was my Mother's Day present. This is what I asked Adrian to do. So it was an advanced resin class. We got to do 6 tiles. So these are my 6 tiles. Now they did move a little bit. This is kind of a bit like, it's a bit like the alcohol ink technique type thing. But it's not. This is with resin on tiles, and it did slowly move because they all started in the middle. Hi, Odette. So they did move slightly. This is how most of them started, but then these ones moved. But yes, I'm pretty happy with how they worked because they look different to when I left the workshop because it does continue to move and settle and things. When I left the workshop, they were more like this one here. More in the middle and things, but that's okay. I'm happy with them. So that's one of the projects that we did. So I've just got to pack them up and move over. This is another project that we did. I've got to work out which way it goes this way because the clock is actually right. And I tried to make this a bit like a galaxy although they did warn me that the silver does seem to take over. Thanks for watching, Odette. And you can see this is kind of where I put my first lot of silver, because it's very silver heavy up the top. And then I learnt to control it a bit more, because the silver does go a long way. So a little bit is better. So that's pretty cool. I liked that. Then I did a wave board, I think is what they're calling this, but I chose not to do the hi Kirsty. I chose not to do the sea colors and things. I wanted pinks and purples in this, so this is what I did. So I was pretty happy with that. So this is just like a cheese board thing that I could use. So I did that. And then, because you're at their workshop, because the first class I did, which was that other cheese board thing that I've showed months ago, I did them at the coffee club, because they come round to a lot of places at the coffee clubs. Hi, Leanne. I posted your prize, Leanne. I posted heaps of mail today, actually. But because this class was an advanced class and it was in the workshop, there was so much resin left over with what we had done. We got to add stuff into leftover molds and coasters. So this is kind of left over from Carrie Ann's stuff that I put in there, because Carrie Ann did the class with me. This was left over from my clock as well, and then I didn't have much left over from my wave board, so I've got 3 additional coasters as well out of that with all the leftover stuff. So that's pretty cool. So I thought I'd just show you those. That's what I did. Then I also got to have a bit of a play with some new product. Some new Christmas product, because I posted everyone's catalogs today, because I got them last week. So all of my customers should have their catalogs in the next couple of days. Hi Megan, you missed all my resin goodies, Megan. You'll have to watch the replay at the beginning of the video and see the rest of the resin stuff from my resin class that I did. So it was a resin class I participated in. I don't run resin classes, for those asking, although that might be something, but it's something that I did. Oh, thanks, Megan. Was something that I've been interested in for a while, but I like going to a class and I like being the attendee for the class as well. So this was some fun I had over the weekend, playing with some new goodies. And then I also embossed some stuff. So this is that new embossing folder, something type worn or something, embossing folder. It looks pretty cool in the foil. So, and then I did it in the gold shimmer paper as well. So I need to turn them into projects, but did that. So tonight's card is a bit of a fancy fold card, and it's very pretty, Kerry. It's in the new catalogue, so demonstrators can pre-order that now. So this is a tower card, and I got the idea, where did I write her name on the instructions somewhere? Karen Titus did one, and I watched her video, and then I've rejigged it for Australian measurements. So this will fit in a normal size envelope here. So this is just a normal envelope. This will fit in a normal envelope. I wouldn't embellish it any further though, because it is quite thick. So you want to make sure that you keep your embellishments a bit flat. That's why I've just stamped on the plain paper. I wouldn't add any die cuts or anything. I have double layered this, which obviously makes it a bit thicker. So it wouldn't be quite as thick if you didn't double layer it, but I think for a special card you wanna double layer. So it's like one of those never-ending cards. I've made a couple of them in classes before, and so it just kind of keeps going round and round and round and round, and you get the picture. So yeah, left them. So I'm going to show you how to make this tonight. Now this is some of the new Halloween papers that are in the new catalogue, but, so I was just having a play, but I thought I would use, where are they? These papers, because I haven't used these much. These are the Simply Elegant Specialty Designer Series paper. So, it is interesting, Megan. So I did rejig the measurements for Australian size card bases because I do like to get the most out of my cardstock and make sure they fit in our envelopes. It does kind of look like a Rubik's Cube blender, but it does come together quite easy once you get all the pieces. Okay, so I have already done a lot of the die cutting. Oh, not the die cutting, just the cutting and things, because there is a lot of cutting on here. But you really need a piece of cardstock that is 4 1/8 by 4 1/2. 4 1/8 by 4 1/2. And then you need to score at 1/2 inch on the 4 1/2 inch side. You need to score at 1/2 inch, 1 1/2, 2 1/2, 3 1/2. Okay, I've got some UV bits stuck in my track here. Let's just clean that out while I see that. So that's it for that bit. And this is going to make our tower. So we need to get our bone folder and we need to burnish all those score lines. Sorry, can you say that again? Score marks. Okay, so the size is 4 1/8 by 4 1/2. And then with the 4 1/2 side at the top of your scoreboard, whether it be your trimmer or your scoreboard, you need to score at 1/2 inch, 1 1/2 inches, 2 1/2 inches, and 3 1/2 inches. So these are effectively 1 inch panels, and we've got 1/2 inch crossover to adhere the box or the tower together. Now I am using Seal Plus for this. You can use tear and tape. You need a stronger adhesive for this one, so red tape or something that's stronger than just normal double-sided tape, because you are folding this back and forth. You want it to adhere. You lost me at the first inch. You can just watch, Julie. So usually I don't go over too many measurements in my videos, actually. But this one I rejigged and I've made it my own, because usually I find things on Pinterest, and like my husband says there's only so many ways you can fold a piece of paper, so we're bound to start copying people. While I remember, Adrian did do the drawer before we came on, and this is his lovely handwriting. So the Lucky Door prize from last week is for Judy Novak. So Judy, I don't have your address or anything, so if you can contact me and give me your address, I'll pop a little gift in the mail for you. And to get into the draw for next week's, just like and share my video and place a comment on the video and you go into the drawer. So thank you, Judy. So this is our little tower made. Then we now need 12 pieces of the wing bits, like the flappy bits, and I use inches, so these are 3 inches by 1 3/8 of an inch. Okay, and you need 12 of them. So I'm going to put them, let's put these all in piles. So you need 12 of these. These are going to be our flappy bits. So then you also need, hi Rose, you need 12 bits. So this is if you are like double layering with cardstock. So I'm going to add a piece of, thanks for sharing, Rose. I'm going to add a piece of Very Vanilla onto this before adding the DSP. So my piece of Very Vanilla is 2 7/8 by 1/4. And you need 12 of them as well. Okay. So that's that. All right, so I'm gonna layer the Very Vanilla with the basic grey, and I'm just gonna use Seal for this. All right. So layer this onto all of them. So did everyone all have a good weekend? I actually got out in the garden on Sunday with my husband and son, so it was nice. We cleaned up the gardens a little bit. Haven't done that in forever. And then I didn't have a very good sleep last night because I've got this silly toothache. This looks like a bottle of glue project. Probably could be if you used wet glue. It will go through a bit of Seal. Thanks, Elizabeth. If you didn't use the layering piece, cloves. I've got some clove oil from Datura in there. Maybe I could do something with that. It stinks, but I have heard that. I think I actually do have some proper cloves in there too. For when I cook my butter chicken. Every time I woke up last night, I think I must grind my teeth a little bit. So every time I woke up and rolled over last night, pain was in my tooth. This piece looks a little bit wide. That would work, just rub it on my gum. Okay, I could do that. My dentist appointment was cancelled because of COVID. Oh, that's no good. Well, see, I'm in Brisbane, so we don't have COVID. That is cut very crooked. Look at that. That's why it's a bit short. 1 and 1, 2. That's only 2/8 at the top, 3/8 down the bottom. Come on, Vicky. This is what happens when I hurry up. Good thing I've got a scrap here. Yeah, I don't really drink very much. Only on holidays with you, Elizabeth. What do I need? 3. And then you're still orange to us in the Vic. Oh, when do we become green? Hi, Carrie. So I've just had to cut that one because I cut a bit. Oh, and I'm using Seal Plus. That's a waste of Seal Plus. What about Bonjela for babies? I don't even know whether I've got any of that left. Glenda? I haven't had to use it for years. I don't know whether I've got any left. I'd have to check the cupboard. If it would, I don't know whether it would be still usable. Does it have an expiry date? But yeah, God, my gum is sore, my tooth. So, I hate going to the dentist. I want to pick up my splint for my teeth as I grind my teeth. Oh, they gave me one of those a couple of years ago because they said it might help me with my migraines. But I can't seem to sleep with it in because I don't, like, it's like my mouth doesn't shut properly. And so then I'm gasping for air all the time because my throat gets dry when my, like the mouth guard thing is in. So I don't like it. You'll have to tell me whether you have a better experience, Julie, because I did not enjoy that at all. So it's sat in the cupboard. It's probably why you have toothache. you have had headaches. Yeah, the last week I had a cracker for 3 days and then the headache's gone, but now this tooth, holy dooly. I remember when I was little, my dad used to get migraines. I remember him pounding his head on the floor and crying because he had these migraines. And it was because when I was little, he got electrocuted and killed all the nerves in the bottom of his teeth. And once he got all his teeth pulled, no more headaches. But that's a bit extreme. I like my teeth. So now we are going to decorate. It's easier to decorate the papers before we stick them on as well. So I did go through the papers and I did try and choose some of the foil, really nice papers. I did have this one chosen, but what annoys me about this is it's actually a white background and even the back of it's white, even though the paper pad said Very Vanilla. So, and because I've used Very Vanilla, I can't use this paper because it looks ridiculous. So I have got, they told to have a splint for bottom teeth as it's best for sleeping. Yeah, see, my thing's for top teeth. That's probably what's my problem then, isn't it? I've got 4 of each design. So I've got 3 designs. And the DSP, for those wanting the measurements, is 2 3/4 by 1 1/8. And you need 12 of them. Okay. So I am going to get my seal. Hi, Lee. All right. So I'm just gonna pop the ones that are stuck down. Oh, come on. Over to the side. All right. So, Hunter's looking forward to going back to school tomorrow. They were on a pupil-free day today. I had so many of my friends cheering on Facebook today that their kids were back at school, and I'm like, my kids had 3 weeks holiday and then has a pupil-free day today. The school tells me they do a 3 weeks holiday because they combine all the pupil-free days into this lot of holidays. And then there's some Christian teacher event today that it's a pupil-free day. I'm like, so now they just add an extra pupil-free day into it too. But that's all right. Vacation care was open, so Hunter went to vacation care. Jackson was off. Was today after 2.5 weeks off. Yeah. And looks like Sydney's going to be in home learning for the next probably week or two. Doesn't look like they're going to go back to school quickly. Well, the back side of this paper is nice too. Sometimes I find with the foil paper, I'm so obsessed with using the foil that I forget that there's another side of the paper. All right. Our head office was the call centre is being put on still. Skeleton staff. Is there stuff in Melbourne though, Elizabeth? Or is your call centre in Sydney still? All right, so now I'm going to stick all the wing bits onto the towel bit that we made earlier. So we need to do one at a time. Now again, I'm going to use Seal Plus for this because you need a really strong adhesive. Stick that back on straight. Oh, New South Wales, yeah. All right. So line this up. So I'm lining this up with the score line. So it's easier if it's flat, but I want to line it up with the score line and the top of the card. Here. And I'm going to have all these lighter ones in the middle. And then this one goes the opposite side. So then you're lining it up to the edge of the paper. And go. We're in Sydney and my daughter is going back to school as I'm an essential worker. Oh, yeah. See, there's so many different rules for essential workers and stuff. Like the daycare had a different rule to the school and stuff. But yeah, if you're an essential worker, there's not much else you can do. Hi, Shirley. And then we simply fold that over and do it again, really. So yeah, the school, the daycare, as long as you had a job, they considered you an essential worker. Am I doing this? I've got to do that the same way. But the daycare, the school, if you can work from home, you're not an essential worker. You need a letter from your employer. So, yeah, it makes it a little bit more difficult. So I'm just alternating the pattern, and obviously the more different patterns you use, the more you can change it up. Asked to go to school. She's nuts being at home. Yeah, Hunter was a bit ready for being at home, a bit ready for being at school too. Now, while I'm here on this side, I am going to stick adhesive on the last panel, because once I stick the flappy bits on this side, it's going to be really hard to get adhesive down here unless you're using like double-sided tape. Hi, Debbie. So I am going to add the adhesive to both sides, but I'm going to stick this middle piece on first, because if I stick this middle piece on, it's going to stick to the back of this piece, which you don't want. So you just line that up to make sure it fits in between those flaps. Just got to be a bit strategic when it comes to this last bit. Ask me how I know, because this card here, I had to do a bit of cutting and trimming and all sorts to try and get the thing to work, because I'm glad I did this and didn't try and do it live on camera straight away without practicing, because there was a few running repairs on that. So then let's go this side. Oh, now my finger's stuck to that. And then we can go this side. Then we can go this side. Had to think there for a minute. You do have to just concentrate just a little bit. Which sides you're doing. All right, so then this should all work. Da, 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 da. And there is our tower. So now we have it. Seriously, Julie, this is very easy. And once this goes on YouTube, like, you can sit there and watch and cut and pause and cut and do the next step. It is so easy. So there's these bits left. Now, if you weren't doing the layering piece, you could just stick your DSP on here, but I'm doing the layering piece. Now, because I am doing the layering piece, like I said in the beginning of the video, this fits in a normal size envelope, right? But it's quite thick, okay? So Australia Post is gonna have a fit if you embellish that a little bit more and put die cuts and pop-ups and, you know, flowers and everything else on there. You're gonna have to pay extra postage. So if you don't use the second layering piece, it won't be quite as thick, but you still want to make sure that you embellish more with stamps or flat images rather than using too many dimensionals and popping things up and stuff. So on this one, it wasn't until I stuck these the pumpkin pie layers down that I decided, oh, I should probably just stamp them rather than cutting DSP. And so then I can stick it, because some of the other cards I saw made on Pinterest, they've added like a die cut piece here, and that's got the sentiment on it and it's popped up and stuff. But I don't know, I posted a card today and Australia Post goes, oh, there's extra postage needed on that and things. So you don't want to be too thick in here. So I stamped. So this card I'm going to stamp before I adhere down, so if I make a mistake I can turn it over. Whereas this card I was winging it a bit because I was making it on the fly. Now, I got this stamp set out because I had in my head I was going to use that paper, but I didn't. So I'm just going to go and get the right stamp set for this paper. Here. So this stamp set is the stamp set that matches the paper that I'm using. You can use whatever stamp set you want, but the idea... Oh, it should come back. It's in the annual catalogue, Megan. It should come back. It's just not available at the moment. So, and really, this looks all fancy and looks like it uses a lot of paper. I cut a 2 3/4 inch strip off the 12 by 12 strip and cut the 4 bits off, and I've still got heaps of that paper. It didn't even use very much. You could make hundreds of these cards. So I'm going to work out what stamp sets fit in these little bits. I really need to replace that of mine, or put some sticky tape over it. I keep losing bits in there. This is the stamp set that I couldn't stamp straight with that night. I was blaming the stamp set, but I think it's user, because the next day I still couldn't stamp straight with the thing. So this is going to end up being a birthday card. Wishing you happy birthday. So we're not going to stick happy anniversary on it then, that's a bit silly. All the things you do are simply amazing. Does that fit on there? Does. I think that goes the other way. How many tiny rectangles? Oh, sorry, Megan. There are, I think there's 12 rectangles, because there's 3 on each side. Yep, 12 rectangles, and they are 1 7/8 by 1 1/4. So I'm just, that's too big. So I think I'm gonna stamp like some little decorations on some, and I might just stamp that flower on one as well. Hi Angie. Could be using lots here. Using all the decorative pieces. I need a bit of scrap. Have I got some scrap? I'm going to. Thanks, you know what I'm going to do tomorrow, not my outstanding swaps. Well, I can't wait to see what you come up with, Angie. With Megan. So, let's stamp. Now, not everything has to be stamped. You can have some plain pieces too. And I did have my basic grey ink pad here somewhere. Try and get this straight. Basic grey. Well, I haven't stamped that straight, but that'll do. The card's interactive and moves around, so you won't notice too much. Okay, and then wishing you birthday. This is the one that I couldn't stamp straight to. I've been making customer gifts too for a few days. Tomorrow I'm going to take it easy. That sounds like a good thing to do, Ange. All right, put that away. Now this one, I'm going to stamp just because in this one, hi Lisa, that I made, if you leave a couple of places blank, then that's where you can kind of write your message, because I've decorated everything with DSP, because how cute is this DSP? So I just had to use all different papers. So it's a great card to showcase the DSP. So you might want to have a couple of blank pieces as well, just so that you've got somewhere to write your image, write your message if you want. You've been busy then. Angie. I've rejigged this to fit Australian size cards, so to help conserve paper. Yes, that's what I said at the beginning of the video, that I got it from Karen, but I've rejigged it to Australian size cards, and it fits in a normal envelope for us, which is good. All right. Yeah, I've done that to change to Australian size cards. Yes, it certainly helps to conserve paper a bit and making sure they fit in our envelopes. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Eight, and then I'm going to have 4 empty ones to write a bit of a message. I probably wouldn't write in this card. I do that with all the cards I case. Yeah. It does make it easier. Sometimes I find it a little bit difficult. You ladies saw my attempts not last week, the week before, I think, where I ruined 8 or 9 card bases trying to transfer it across. But some are pretty easy to do. This one wasn't too bad. All right, so get rid of my scratch paper. Now we stick the bits on. I think I've got too many bits here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll have a blank one on each side. Is how I was thinking we would do it. And I do like that these are all the same size, so it kind of, you can just be decorating and not have to worry about which bits go where until you want to put them together. Because I've done some cards in the past that are like fancy fold with this, and then you get a bit carried away and go, oh, I wanted that piece there, and it's not for that piece, it's for other bits. Whereas this one, all these little bits are the same. So you can change it up on the fly, which is great. We're going to have a plain bit on here too. We'll have in there. And then we just keep flipping these around. Had the plain bit. Now you can go back and add, if you don't like the plain bits or anything, you can go back and add DSP to those, and they would just be 1/8 of an inch smaller. So then stick that there. And then last side, Might stick that one over there this time. And this one here. So that is our, and I cut 2 extra pieces. So you do need 1, 2, 3, yeah, but on all 4 sides. So I just obviously couldn't count, but you do need 12 pieces of those. And then this does fit in, hi Kerry, this does fit in a normal size envelope, which is great. I would do this as like a very special birthday card. So it stands, it's called, the basis is a tower card. And so the original concept actually came from Sam Calcott, I think her name is. She does Mixed Up Craft. I've been following her for years. So she's done the original, and then all the other demos are just casing off that. So she did the original, and then everyone's just got different ideas from that. So I've then just changed this to Australian size card bases. So it sits like that. So on your mantelpiece or your table or display unit, it will stand all by itself. And then there are little portions where you can write. If you want more to write, like if you've got a huge message, you can just not stamp on these parts, or you can leave the bigger parts and not put so much DSP on them. But I wanted to showcase this DSP because it's really pretty as well. And it's like those never-ending cards. So it just keeps going round and round and round. But I suggest you either use Seal Plus or tear and tape when making it, because you want it to hold together when you're turning it round and round and round all the time. So you want it to hold together. When you're just layering the pieces of DSP and cardstock, you can just use seal or normal adhesive. But for the tower itself and when adhering the flaps to the tower, you want to make sure you use a strong adhesive. Yeah, I've made a few of them in classes, Angie, the never-ending cards, so I might get out and make one of them again. I haven't made one for probably 18 months. But that is my card tonight. So I have used the Elegantly Said stamp and paper, and then I did make another one in some of the new upcoming Halloween, and see that's coming off even with seal, just because this one I had to do some running repairs because I didn't get this one quite as square as it should have been. So these are the new papers for the Halloween, what are these called? Cute Halloween Designer Series paper. So thank you everybody for watching. Hope you got something out of it. If you recreate one, I'd love to see, just share it on the page. I'd love to see what you create. Yeah, actually, I might do a bit of a competition because I don't get many people sharing their creations on my page. So if you create one of these cards and share it on my page before next week, I'll run another giveaway, and I'll give away something from my other giveaway box for that. So create one of these cards and share it on my page before next week's video, and I will enter you into the draw for a free giveaway. So thanks for watching. Hope you all have a lovely week and see you next week. Bye.